Welcome back, everyone, to the VR League, brought to you by Intel, live here from our ESL Cologne studios. I'm Jason Kaplan. Still, luckily, I didn't scare him away just yet. It is blue, and we have another match coming up here. It's going to be 11.5 up against Metamercs.
Yep. Trucking right through the brackets now as we're into the, I think, upper semis at this point is where we would be at as well. So we're going to get to see which team moves into the upper bracket semi. Of course, there's a pretty big advantage to be gained by making your way all the way through the upper bracket without losing, since we are playing a traditional double elimination bracket. Making it to the grand finals from the upper bracket means if you lose the initial series, you get to play a repeated series as well before you're completely knocked out and your opponent ends up taking the cake there. Yeah,
see, I actually am really happy it's a traditional double elimination bracket. And speaking of brackets, let's go ahead and show you so you can see on the screen who has gotten through further on today and who is going to be dropped down to the lower bracket. Is because when you get to the grand finals, there's been so many tournaments out there that I've seen across so many esports where it's like, all right, we're in the grand finals. And it's like, okay, well, what's our advantage? Well, your advantage is that you're in the grand finals. And I'm like, all right, well, that makes no sense at all. But if you go into the grand final here, you technically have to win 2 out of 3 best of 3s, right? But if you come in through the winner bracket, you already have 1 under your belt. So you win 1 best of 3, you're done. The loser, or the loser bracket winner has to win 2 best of 3s against you. So you have that clear advantage. As you can see here, Eclipse we did watch, did get a very dominating 2-0 victory earlier on. Titan versus, you can see now on your screen, Oma Gators. See, Oma Gators, not Omega Tours, even though Omega Tour sounds way better. Did take it to a victory against Titan.
Actually, wanted to figure this out at some point.
I guarantee it's Omega Tours. I'm just being me, being an idiot. 3 Men and a Guy, again, great name. Did lose against Metamercs, but a lot of 2-0s. Kind of what we expect in the first round of the bracket, but that's where things are going to be turned around as we're getting through into our second rounds.
Yeah, these lower bracket matches as well should be pretty interesting, just seeing who ends up coming out on top of those as well, because those can often be kind of a mixed bag as who we see coming out, and it changes up from week to week on a lot of the cups as well, and we do end up getting into like lower bracket territory. So that one we're going to have to wait and see how exactly that one pans out, because that one could end up being a little bit surprising.
And luckily, if you do not qualify to today, if you are not one of the top 2 teams that get through this stage final, there's still another chance. You still have the stage 3 finals come up later on, I believe next month. And then you still have the open qualifiers, the last chance qualifier where 2 teams will still come through there. So you're not out just yet, but get your game going, get your practice in, because you're going to need it when you get into the world qualifiers.
A lot of chances to qualify. Even for new players out there, guys, if you're interested, please do not hesitate to jump in and join the action. We are a very welcoming community.
I'm just imagining to see, we're going to have a team show up randomly, and they're going to be someone named Red. And there's going to be someone named Jeff Kaplan in that match.
Oh, yeah?
And we don't know who the third's going to be. Maybe it can be actually Renee, who I cast with last time. But maybe not Renee, maybe like A Runner, because he goes by G Runner or G Walker. I don't know. And they might take the whole thing. I don't know where I'm going with this one, because we do have the match. I don't believe we're ready just yet to get into it. Maybe production can tell me, okay, actually, they have told me in 1 to 2 minutes. Like, it's time to talk about things. As we did see Paldor, nice little video out of him on YouTube, 11-minute video. Actually, one of the first things I saw about Ekarina was his videos, was his commentary. It was like a casual game commentary that he did, talking about like what are like the do and don'ts. And I believe that was actually almost the exact one that I saw as well later on, of a high-level commentary about where he kind of sees his own mistakes. And a player who can do that, sees his own mistakes, can see when he's doing things right. I mean, there's a reason he's on the best team in North America.
He's not only like one of the best players in North America, but he's an amazingly helpful resource to the community as well in making these videos and trying to help new players understand, because some of the concepts for like high-level players, such as like regrabs and things like that in the 5- and 6-man launches out of the gate, can be a little bit hard for newer players to grasp at first. So he's one of the guys that's constantly like in pub games and stuff like that, and is kind of introducing those concepts to the newer players to help move them from sort of the lower level, like opening play, where you're just doing the basics and floating around.
Looking at me.
Well, I'm just talking. Where you're just floating around and doing like normal rocket boosts and things like that, where you don't get a whole lot of speed out of it, and slowly transitioning people to boosting off their teammates, boosting off their opponents, trying to time your knockouts so you don't lose momentum, trying to boost off an opponent. These more advanced concepts that might not be more apparent at first. And he's been one of those guys that's constantly in the regular games helping introduce those concepts to the community. So really great guy.
And I remember in one of the videos he talked about how it's a team game, obviously, right? You can't win it by yourself, but in the sense that he was talking about was, you have to be aware of your teammates. You have to be aware of what they're doing. And if you're in a position to help them get a better position to like get the disc or to go for a block, you have to be aware of that. When people talk about, regrabbing, well, you have to be willing to let people regrab off of you or just grab off of you and throw them to get in the right position. And he actually mentioned in some of his videos, like he's made a lot of mistakes of realizing, okay, I should let him go instead of me going there, and kind of being aware of what you do and the do's and don'ts.
And that's like a newer thing as well that I think players only figured out like at the beginning of this year was how to do regrabs, which, by the way, for those of you who are watching who might be newer to the game, a regrab is essentially when you launch off of an opponent, there's a very small period of time, I think it's like less than half a second, that you have basically after you've launched, after someone has launched off of you to basically grab their foot before they get out of reach and then keep doing it and basically break the laws of physics and try to just keep a continuous launch streak going so you get more and more and more speed.
It's zero gravity, man.
Yeah.
There's no physics going on here except when the ball or the disc does bounce off of islands and things. That is very physics based. But if you're me and you're trying to regrab, it's really easy because I'm so tall. You know that leg
does actually help.
That half a second you have turns into like a second to grab onto these long dangly legs that I have that you guys can't see under the desk, luckily, because I am not wearing pants. I'm wearing shorts.
You made the smart choice.
I did.
I didn't know like where we were going to be at in this stage, so I played it safe, more jeans for today. But
smart choice. That is true.
You bet next week.
But I also wasn't the one waiting outside for 10 minutes because no one was picking up their phone to let him in.
I just didn't want to set up the alarm. That's always like the biggest fear of mine when I go into like a public building for the first time, and it's like after hours. It's like I don't want to walk in and like. I don't know, and then like just immediately walk in and turn on the fire alarm and everything like that.
I'm not sure if you saw the email, actually. So someone has to go. If you see someone walking behind us at any time, it usually means someone's resetting the alarm. Because if you don't like swipe your card every half an hour, it's going to go off. But that'd be perfect if it was in sync with a goal and like a team winning. I wouldn't even pay attention to it because I'd be so hyped up. But yeah, so we are still waiting for our match to get ready. I think the teams are still sorting out the lobby here. Now, Blue, talk to me about something. About something. Talk to me about your experience in Germany minus the Sunday. And yes, I know you've only been here like 28 hours.
I can tell you about the.
How was your trip? How was your flight?
It was a little like claustrophobic actually, because normally I'm pretty good with like coach flights, but this time I had a really buff guy in the middle seat, and it was his first time like ever leaving the U.S. So he was like talking to me all hyped about it. Apparently he was going to Spain or something like that. So he was going to Spain with his girlfriend or something like that to meet up with her.
Say like, why is he not sitting with his girlfriend here?
Well, apparently they both had middle seats, so they got they got kind of unfortunate in that regard. But anyway, this guy's
24-hour notice, guys.
So this guy's sitting next to me, and as the flight goes on, and this is LA to Frankfurt. It's just a long flight. This is like an 11, 12-hour flight. This guy is getting slowly more and more frustrated with like figuring out the middle seat basically, and how how disappointing it is to be in a middle seat for that length of time. So he starts off trying to sleep. He like lays back in the seat normally. That's not working for him. Then he pulls out the tray, tries to go like this.
Oh yeah, that's a classic. That's a classic mistake.
That's not working for him. He stays there maybe for like 2 minutes, and he gets up. He starts like shifting to one side, then the other, and the whole time I'm just watching him like, man, I'd hate to be in this guy's position.
Did you give him the armrest at least? Because that's
yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do. If you're on the outside, you give them the armrest. I usually go window seat, and then I just kind of like lean to the side like this. So because there's always like that extra inch or two that you get when you're in a window seat. Yep. That's like the gap because of the curvature of the airplane. So you usually can lean over a little. That's what I do. Is I don't take the middle seat armrest. I just kind of lean to the side and on that
get
point.
my
You're
extra
lucky
space.
because I'm so tall. The curvature of the window is like here, so you can't get that nice like perfect spot where it's like just right in the curve. You can't really see because I'm not okay. So it's like give me come over here and give me a little curve real quick, and I can up against you. All right, so let's see if Blue can get this far. All right, okay, we can make this first. The camera's right there.
Okay, what are we doing here?
Give me like a little curve with your arm.
Okay, like
that's.
Actually,
this is not a curve. This is a 90-degree angle, Blue.
How do I make a curve with my arm?
Okay, well, I'll just do it. So you get like a nice, I'll do it with my hands. You get a nice little curve, right? There's a sweet spot you can get with it where it's just like perfect for your head. But because I'm so tall, I don't get that. And window seats are the bane of my existence. But continue with your story about the middle seat.
I can never lean against the window anyway because then it does that like vibrating. Like it like vibrates a little bit because it's in the air, obviously.
It's like rocking you to sleep, you know?
Except it's like a violin. Like
it's like a machine gun's going off next to you in the plane. It's great.
Didn't mean to sound like a machine gun, just circumstantial.
I was like, what are you trying to make it sound like? So then the middle guy gets frustrated more.
Yeah, he gets like more and more frustrated, and that's pretty much it. He just gets like progressively more and more pissed off as the flight goes on. It's just fun to see someone experience that for the first time for some reason.
It is. I've actually had plenty of flights where I was in the middle of two fine gentlemen, not fine at all. They were actually giant jerks, and they both took the armrests, and I'm in the middle. And keep in mind, I'm really tall, 198 centimeters, 6'6". And so I'm sitting there in the middle with no armrests, and both of them smelled disgusting. Ooh. Like, haven't showered in 2 weeks. It's like me when I'm binge watching a show. And they smelled terrible. And the worst part so I'm sitting here in the middle, right here, right? And just come a little closer.
Yeah.
So what they do is they would just do this. They would lean in front of me and like talk to each other.
Oh, and you were in the middle seat.
And I was in the middle seat.
Oh, my God.
And it took every strain of my body to hold myself back from doing nothing, because let's be honest, I wouldn't have done anything. From getting really angry. I was this close to getting really angry, Blue.
I would just like sarcastically keep asking them if they wanted to switch seats. That would probably be my response.
Hey, you guys want to switch seats?
I'd be like, hey, you guys are talking. You want to switch with the aisle seat? You know, you guys don't have to lean over me to talk.
Well, let's just say the flight attendant was very aware of my situation and might have handed me an extra 1 or 2 drinks of Coca-Cola, because, you know,
apple juice,
because I know a lot of you out there are not of legal age, I believe. Most of you aren't. If you're wondering why we're talking so much right now, it's because the match we were going to join, they unfortunately started without us. So we are going to be going over to Titan versus Boostjunkies, I believe, and they're just getting the lobby set up. I know you guys don't like to hear us talk about our flight experiences, but, you know, when teams start without you being ready.
I somehow messed up my leg on this flight as well.
Yeah, so
I was telling you about that earlier.
Yeah, you were telling me about how you pulled a muscle.
I don't know if I pulled a muscle. Let's backpedal once more, because I have no clue if I've done that. I've never pulled a muscle before, so I don't actually know what that feels like. I just know that it was, I was stretching randomly. You know, like every once in a while you got to stretch. I was in the window seat, so I didn't have the luxury of getting up. But, oh, here we go. We have the game, by the way. We're jumping into it.
I want to hear the story.
So, yeah, so I was stretching, and I was stretching for like 20 seconds straight. Like, it was a really like long stretch.
That's a great stretch.
So I'd been in this seat for like 8 hours at this point. And eventually, I just like hear something like crack or something like that. And ever since then, my left leg's been hurting.
You might have broken your bone. Or broken a joint.
Not.
Your cartilage is just wrecked.
I've been walking around on it for like 2 days now. So
is it swollen? Is it bruised?
It looks fine. It's fine. I haven't panicked yet.
All right, well, that's good. Yeah. Free healthcare in Germany, so you're good. So Boostjunkies up against Titan. Boostjunkies, good to see them returning another time, and they have scored within the first 16 seconds of the match. Fortunately, we weren't able to see them do that too well against Eclipse, but it's going to be Z, Rox Titan, Oteku up against Titan side of Duel, Game, and Pizza. That's going to ruin me because I'm hungry right now. But let's see.
I mean, their names like make a sentence. You could like flip them around. It's like an anagram. Almost.
Pizza Duel Game.
Pizza Duel Game. Game Duel Pizza.
It's dual, yeah. 2 pizzas.
It's like interchangeable, and I feel like the dashes only reinforce that theory.
So is Z on their team then? Is it duels?
Now we need to figure. This has to be like a community thing that I'm not aware of.
Maybe.
That they just have dashes at the end of their name.
Maybe it's like a club. So in the meantime, Titan, they do have control of the disc. Game does have it actually in his hand, actually playing upside down. Like to see this. Lemming, one of the other few players that do actually do this. And speaking of that, there's actually another player on his team using the exact same thing. But Z has been able to steal this away. Does go up the clear with the disc, but it doesn't clear the right direction and bounces back into their side of the field.
Yeah, however, Titan is going to be able to regain control of it as Duel. We'll get a nice pass over to Game. Back to Pizza again, though, sending it all over. I love these names. Sending it all over the place here on Titan right now. But they're going to be able to go in for a goal. There's too much defense being set up right now, and you can see the goalie didn't actually get punched out until after the goal attempt was made. Oh, that one looks like it went in right there. Very close, but I think it ends up bouncing off the post and out further. Still under the control of Titan, though, so they've got another attempt coming up here. So we've got an eye on Game at this point. Attempt to shoot back in is going to be unsuccessful as Rox Titan intercepts it in the attempt to score. We'll send it back. But again, still no clear. They keep missing their clear attempts, so it's still staying on their side of the arena.
Yeah, intercepts it back into the hands of their opponents. Otaku's actually going to be able to take control of this, but the problem is he's going to be punched out. The disc does bounce away from him, though. Bounces to the opposite side of the arena, and it's going to be secured again for Pizza. Goes for the backboard. You know, it's special delivery. It's got mushrooms. It's got pepperoni. And it's got another 2 points on the board. Actually, that's 3, actually, for Titan. That was a terrible job. Jason, I quit. I'm done. I'm fired.
It's all good. Sometimes that bubble can be hard to see.
No, it's more of, trying to do a funny little pizza thing.
Oh, and then
isn't it like
whiffed it
I thought it was,
the...
if it's 30 minutes or less, then you get it for free. But yeah, see, someone's walking right now and handing me my papers. Jason, you're done. You're out of here.
So that is one of the cool things about Echo Arena, by the way, guys. They borrowed a little bit of something from basketball there, sort of in a way that you can see this bubble that you can see before you now outside of that goal, that little kind of half invisible bubble. To where if you throw the disc and it ends up going in, but you threw it outside of that bubble, you'll score a 3-pointer. If you throw it from the inside of it, it's a 2-pointer.
Sorry, you just said bubble like 6 times.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to think of another word for bubble.
It is a bubble. It's a sphere. It's a 3-point sphere.
It's technically called the 3-point line, I think is the official wording for it.
It's not a line. A line is from one point to another.
Well, the problem is line is like the sports word. Almost a nice shot. Bank it in there, by the way. But Boostjunkies are going to be able to recover it. But the problem is it's in 0 gravity, so there can't really be like a line because it's 3-dimensional. So
it's the 3-point curve?
The 3-point sphere.
Because the line is like from one point to another. It's a destination from one point to another. It's an official term.
It's not even a full circle. It's like a half circle.
So it's a half circular line.
It's the 3-point. It's the 3-point half sphere.
Exactly. That's easy to say. You know what? Shorten it a little bit. At 3 PHS. 3PHS. All right, I'm down.
There we go. We've got a new term.
In the meantime, though, Titan do have the lead, even though they did lose the first 2 points to Boostjunkies, who scored off the bat. But Titan have been able to fight their way back. They've been able to get control of the disc yet again here. Good little defense out of Z, trying to get really close and really personal rocks. Titan actually was the one we're tuning along with here as he's trying to actually disrupt this attack. It looks like Ataku's been able to do just that, or Teku, sorry, and not able to get the clear again. Something they seem to be struggling with, and they did struggle against Eclipse.
This is actually like almost the same exact issue here too for Boostjunkies, where they're not really able to interrupt the constant passing that we're seeing happen from Titan. Titan is doing a really good job of just volleying it back and forth, and finally, again, they get a nice bait to get the goalie from Boostjunkies outside of the post, and it's just an open goal for Titan as they manage to sink another 2-pointer here to secure their lead. Now it's no longer an easy task for Boostjunkies to get back into a leading position with a 3-pointer. They can still tie it. They've only got a minute and a half left to score, and a 3-pointer would only guarantee overtime at this point.
We've seen some actual, like, really long-distance Kobe shots out of Boostjunkies, even against Eclipse. But the problem was it didn't obviously bounce in the right direction, and they weren't able to really put on a good attacking phase. I don't even know what I really want to technically call it, because they obviously were able to do a couple of decent attacks, but it was always very struggled kind of attack. It was very, not really a setup plan. It was more of a improv, it felt like, on their side.
Ooh, almost another nice attempt there, but one of the islands is going to end up getting in the way for Titan as they look to secure their lead even more. So once again, they've got good possession going past the 3-point circle now. They're going to try to work their way into it and keep it here. Teku, bad prediction, though, and it's going to go back under the control of Titan. Thankfully, again, their goalie's been on point here so far. But not only in this game, but the previous series as well for Boostjunkies. They're going to quickly swing shot as they miss their clear again. They will be able to maintain control and send it downfield, but now they got to do another slingshot to be able to sink it in, as it was just a wild shot sent to the other side. It's looking like, though, that Oteco is going to be able to get there first, and not a three. No, it was a 3-pointer just outside of it then. So they are going to be able to tie it up now with just 50 seconds left. And this is where things are going to get very interesting, especially if we end up going to overtime.
Definitely, and let's see if Titan, who's going to have possession here, how they're going to go about it. Again, they look like the better attacking phase. Boostjunkies, as you saw there, talking about being more improv-based, not more about steady kind of gameplay and having consistent play. It was just more of, hey, we got the disc on their side of the arena. Let's just try to make something happen off of it. Worked out for them, obviously. 5 points for this man, by the way, for Pizza, who has 7 stuns. He's been doing some serious work. He has all the points on the board for his team. It's definitely the man to watch here for Titan. And let's see, Pizza, going to toss it off to Game. He's going to look to push up here.
Duel's going to be the front man that receives this pass, hopefully. There's actually no one in goal right now for Boostjunkies either, but the pass wasn't that great, so Duel's got to send himself flying out. Doesn't have anyone to support and try to get a boost off of himself, so they'll end up losing possession because of that. It's in Boostjunkies' court once again. Here comes a nice slingshot, though, to give it back over to Titan, as Pizza's going to maintain control. Try to send it downfield himself. He's got a lot of teammates. There's another missed prediction coming out there from Duel, but thankfully it banks off the island and sends it back over to him anyway. He'll try to pass it. Z almost intercepts it right there. Game will pick it up back once again to Duel. He does have quite a few opponents to get past, though, so he'll send it up on top once again. They'll try to swing it in, but it's blocked out, and it is looking like overtime is going to be incredibly likely here. Titan will get maybe one more shot, but that'll be it, and it's immediately intercepted by Z. So there we go, the 5-second countdown coming over here, and it looks like we will be in overtime to settle this opening map.
A little scared there when I see Boostjunkies just hold on to the disc with 5 seconds left, just throw it way downfield, make sure there's no way they can grab it in the gist of that, and then you will have yourself the overtime like you did mention. So here we go, 2 minutes on the clock. Both teams fighting for that first round victory here. It's a best of 3. And if you win this, you're through into the loser bracket semifinals.
I think so.
But if you lose, you're out of the entire tournament. You have to come back, hopefully, for stage 3. Here's the joust coming in. Looks like it will be cleared onto this field of Titan. And Pizza's able to actually secure the disc for now as he goes for the clear.
Yeah, Z sadly didn't get boosted forward quickly enough, so possession maintains itself for Titan. Is quickly sent back, and well, there you go. Boostjunkies are going to be able to sink it in. And they immediately managed to secure a 3-pointer, giving them the 8-5 lead. I believe the game as well.
All right. Well, that was kind of an unexpected finish, to be honest. With how close it was, with overtime coming in, and then to just like on the first possession, just toss it in.
Pretty much. I mean, it was sadly it looked like it was Titan just not having their goalie in the right position at time. That and Boostjunkies managed to get back position really quickly and then immediately kind of swing it into the goal right there. So that was just a really quick setup that happened there for Boostjunkies. Very nice job by them. And with that, like I said before, they're going to be able to secure the first map of the series. One more to go, and they are through to the next round.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing a big discrepancy in gameplay. That was very chaotic out of both teams, out of Titan and Boostjunkies. And when you look at the way Eclipse played in our first match, it was very clinical. It was very set the way they were going to play. They had possession. I'm going to throw a number out there. 83% of the time, you can't actually check that. So, luckily, I guarantee.
I like the boldness, though.
Yeah, I guarantee there's someone out there that's
like
actually going to like calculate it out and be like, Jason, it was 84%. Get out of here.
83.6% or something.
Exactly.
Like that.
You know, repeating, of course. But you see the difference in play. And again, I want to keep putting that out. Obviously, as we're seeing that Boostjunkies and Titan aren't necessarily on the same level as Eclipse, at least from what I've been noticing. But that's the kind of caliber of teams that you're going to have to play against and potentially beat to get through into Oculus Connect.
Absolutely. Definitely have to be ready to take control of things even against these higher tier teams. And well, we're ready to jump into our second map, folks. So we're going to go directly into our second round. And once again, we've already got a goal scored in the first couple of seconds. It keeps happening to us here as we are going to see the blue team. And I believe I believe that is going to be a Sorry, I'm messing up my teams here.
I was like, wait, who?
Whoops.
Nah, it's going to be them again scoring another time, as they did unfortunately lose out in the last one. It's Titan.
Sorry.
Unfortunately, not able to win the first round, even though they did have a lead for a good portion, I'd say.
We were talking about Eclipse there, so it threw me off.
No, no. I think is to be fair, when I looked at their name, I was just like, thinking of pizza. So Titan didn't really register in my head.
That's the most redeeming or memorable thing about the Titan team so far.
Oh yeah, since you're from you've been to Germany before, so you've had the pizza here. Or what they call pizza.
I don't think I've actually had pizza.
Okay, well, you're going to be in for a rude awakening.
I remember
here,
if I've been to Germany like 6 times. I just don't think I've ever had pizza here. I could be wrong, though.
Yeah, who goes to pizza for the German anyways? You have the schnitzel, right?
Yeah, and the pork knuckle, I think, in Cologne, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very true. All right, so Rock's Titan has disc, has possession. Actually, they're pushing across. Look at all these fakes he's going for as well.
Floating with it a little bit there. He is going to get the transfer off on his Z, and Z will secure it for his teammate there. Nicely done by the Boostjunkies as they immediately fire back after the opening goal was scored by Titan and tie us up now at 2-2.
Yeah, the placement there on the goal, too, on the top-hand side. And considering I think Titan had 1 or 2 people there, I'm surprised they weren't able to block out on that one. But I guess the little, like, what do you call this? Oh, my God, I can't remember the basketball term. What is this called?
I don't watch basketball.
Where you do it with one hand.
You're on your own
and
here.
it's like over your body. Oh, my gosh.
It's not like alley-oop, is it?
No.
Like, no.
Oh.
I have to look it up. Yeah, I don't watch basketball.
There was
a
famous player.
We've got a nice clear and almost a bank shot as well coming out from Titan to try and respond here. It's going to be unsuccessful, though. Control's kind of up in the air right now. It's looking like Boostjunkies are going to be able to get it back under their wing, but wow, great setup on the slingshot there from Titan. They immediately fire back right at that disc and get it themselves, and I think we're close to an open goal right now. In fact, it's pretty much that. Z tries to get aggressive and knock out Pizza before he secures it, but it's too late. Pizza sinks it, and we're now tied, or excuse me, we're now with a lead for Titan at 4-2.
It's on the tip of my tongue, Blue. It is on the tip of my tongue.
I saw you jumping there. You almost remembered it.
I used to do this shot all the time, and I was like the best when I was younger at it. Okay, well, maybe someone can tweet to me at Jay Kaplan. Anyways, Titan at 4-2, like you mentioned. Able to score again. Relatively fast-paced game. As you can see, with only 3 minutes and 45 seconds left, but with 3 goals scored in total. And the joust coming out. And looks like it will be Otaku to pick up the initial disc. And again, Pizza's going to be rushing him down, looking for that punish. Look at this. Oh, right by himself. If he can pick this up. No, the bounces go his way. Roxy Titan, he's going to be able to pick up the disc. He's by himself. He's going to get the boost off the wall. The 3-pointer.
Yes.
And there we go.
So an immediate lead taken back now by the Boostjunkies after they pick up that one. I'm a little bit surprised we didn't see someone from Titan try to slingshot back over there.
I'm sorry. This is going to annoy me.
Are you still trying to remember that?
I'm still trying to remember the name.
You're still on that.
Don't judge me here.
I feel like I'm going to know it too when you say it.
Okay, different type of basketball scoring shots. You're going to know it, and it's going to annoy me that you didn't tell me. Hook shot. It's the hook shot. How do I not remember the hook shot?
Oh, okay, yeah.
He hook shotted it in Z, the first goal. Or sorry, from the goal in overtime.
As we're now like 2 minutes later.
we're beyond that, actually, because it was from the first round.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay, well, I just wasted enough time there. Okay, so it'll clear again. Gets very far down. Looks like 30's going to come in. It's going to be game to pick it up. He's got teammates there and does get a nice little stun onto Rock's Titan, so he can't interrupt this one. And they're going to be running to the defenses of Boostjunkies one more time. Again, the clear's going to come through. And Oteku, the way he just goes for the punch. If he can punch Pizza here and actually pick up the disc, he's even looking towards him. No, he gets punched himself. Now Pizza has an easy goal.
Mail
He's
slot.
a floater. And that's another 3 points.
Right inside. It's a close range mail slot shot to secure it as Titan. Now push ahead once again, 7-5. Constant 2-pointers coming in for them along with a 3-pointer. I think they managed to score 1 point there. Secures them a lead. It's 7-5. So we have a very back and forth game right now.
Oh, I can't believe it took me that long to remember hook shot.
Yeah, that one does seem like one.
I hate you so much. Anyways, Boostjunkies, I think Oteku, again, going to be the quarterback for the team. Just watch on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Watch how quick Pizza gets across the map, because he seems to always go for this. He tries to go for the punish immediately, and he forces Oteku actually to clear it out towards his left-hand side right off the bat.
They knew he was coming. Both players right there missing the retrieval of the disc, however, but Z's going to be able to get a nice boost off the wall. Open goal once again, and it's Boostjunkies that score this time. That is easily the biggest issue for both teams here right now, is just how often there's an open goal being left there.
Yeah, that's true. There's like no one playing really defense. It seems like the anchor, the quarterback of the team, always pushes up a little bit too far, and then just one player gets ahead. One player, breaks the defenses, breaks that line, and just gets through for an easy shot.
It's always these setups, though, that seem to come out of absolutely nowhere, so you really can't necessarily... There's been a couple kind of inexcusable mistakes with leaving the goal open, but there's been quite a few goals that have kind of come out of left field, and you can't really fault the goalie for not being there because it gets set up so quickly and so randomly,
We're commentators. We're allowed to fault them.
That's true.
It's our job.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do. Maybe that's why all the players hate me. That would make sense. Pizza able to pick up the disc here. Rock's Titan trying to go for a contest off the bat. Nice little pass over to Game, though. And he actually has a player off towards the side. Pizza's trying to stall for time. Rocks actually gets the punch back on towards him, but it doesn't matter. Duel gets the score. That's another 3 points, I believe.
Great setup right there, as we are going to see...
That was 2. My bad.
Yeah, we are going to see another goal sunk by the Titan guys. Boostjunkies to Scully, sadly just getting caught out there a little bit. He was still in the normal orientation. I think he wasn't able to reach down, as that was a low shot that he went for, and he was floating close to the top of the goal. It would have been a tough reach. Probably would have hit his control on the floor if he actually tried to go for that. So
I've hit many things. Actually, I remember hearing a story. I can't remember who. I think it was Niall. He broke his wrist like 2 times playing.
I've broken like 3 glasses playing this game, I'm pretty sure. Like 3 cups that were made of glass.
Where were they?
They were on my desk usually.
And okay, I mean, this was a glass. Oh my god. Okay,
oh my god, now they're just coming out nowhere.
This was a glass instead of like your monitor, you know?
Yeah, well, thankfully they're all like far enough back. But the glass, I have like an L desk.
Ah, okay,
and it was on the L, like the bottom part of the L, and I just like slapped it right off the desk.
It should have been there, you know?
Yeah,
it's
pretty much
the glass's fault, you know? Tighten up 12-8 now. Down 0-1 in the series. 2 minutes left. We've been on 2 minutes for, I think, about 3 minutes of time, funny enough, because of how many scores have happened back-to-back.
I think we've had, easily 7 or 8 goals scored here so far in the match, so it's been incredibly back and forth so far. And we need to get ourselves a clear leader here, because even with Titan's 4-point lead currently, that could very easily get turned around with a 3-pointer from Boostjunkies, which has not been an uncommon thing. Especially as we see Rock get some good control. He knows he's got to resist the deal with a great juke to get around the island there. He's going to try to do it again. Can't avoid him forever, though. Sadly, the disc does limit your speed to a certain degree, but he's got his teammates spotted there. The cavalry's arrived, so to speak. And we've got Rock. He's going to pick it up one more time. Back to Z. Misses the pass, though, so Pizza picks it up. But we do have Oteku picking it up once more, and the slam dunk coming in from Rocks to secure the goal. Only a 2-pointer this time, so they got a little bit more work to do. But once again, they have closed the gap to only 1 goal of a lead for Titan.
I like the Michael Jordan, with the guitar swing of the hand as he scores. That was nice.
Swoops it in.
Yeah, but the thing is, 2 points are always good. I mean, I think, to be fair, Boostjunkies and Titan have been both able to score so much more in this round than they were able to previously, looking back on past scores for Titan, where they seemed to fare too well in their initial match. Actually, they had 18 over the course of 2 rounds, I believe it was. Maybe it was 3. Didn't get to catch that one. But 2 points is going to get you back on the lead. They need to score again. They need to, turn this defensive play into another 2 points, or maybe 3, and then really put that pressure onto Titan.
Let's see, here's an open disc to start it off. Someone missed their pass here. It's looking like Duel's going to be able to pick it up next. This could be the lead being re-secured for Titan here if the guys on Boostjunkies aren't careful. They've made a lot of mistakes in the defensive setup, and Titan have constantly done exactly that. When they get their goalie out of position and manage to secure someone from Titan on the top end of the arena with the disc, and with that, it's another shot from the upside to secure them another 2-pointer and re-secure a 4-point lead for them now with only a minute left.
You know what's so weird, though, is that Boostjunkies did so good defensively against Eclipse when it came to the shots on the goal. And yet something's going wrong this time. They're just not able to really put up that defense. Like when it came down to those one-on-one plays, like Z was there constantly. I think even Oteku a couple of times to just grab the disc as they were trying to go for the shot. But now it just seems like they're letting the shots go by almost at some points.
Yeah, pretty much. They seem like shots that you would pretty easily be able to block with just your goalie as well. So I don't know if the goalie is just constantly out of position. And oh, this is bad as well. What are Boostjunkies doing? Thankfully, they get themselves back in time there. Titan has to reposition a little bit. They're probably just going to go for the same exact play again, where they said, I think it's usually Pizza that gets set up on the top side of the arena here. Yeah, Duel's going to try to knock out the Duel. Pizza tries to go for the goal. They finally caught on to it, though. We can see Boostjunkies Z getting up there, managing to knock out Pizza before he can take a shot at it. And now they're going to try to quickly clear it out.
They're able to do that, but the problem is they need to score points. Pizza able to retain the possession. Has a player off towards the side he could throw it off to if he wants to get it onto game. You can see there, just Duel constantly being a nuisance in the backhand side, trying to not allow the defending side for Boostjunkies to get back in position. A good little toss comes in. Rox Titan does have some, well, has some distance to go if he wants to get it onto their own side. But it just seems like the time just being dragged away from them. They have to score twice to even like tie things up.
Even with a three-pointer, they're still going to be one away now for being able to tie this back up. And the guys on Titan are doing a great job of running interference at this point, just stopping Boostjunkies, even from clearing it past the halfway point on the field. So less than 10 seconds is definitely not happening. I think Titan have managed to push their way through it. And with that, they're going to be able to secure victory. A few seconds left. Almost a nice three-pointer coming in there at the end. Our guys on the yards team from our guys over... from our guys there, but they are not going to be able to do it. And with a 14-10 scoreline, Titan are going to be able to take it over the Boostjunkies.
Yeah, so that means we're going to a third map now, our third round between the two. Yeah, because Boostjunkies did win in overtime on the first round. And we're going to see which team is going to be moving on forward. I think it's actually, I almost guarantee this is one of the first 3 rounders I've had.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. We had quite
a lot of those last time.
We had quite a few of them at the season 1 finals. Actually, that was like a very close competition when we had the. Obviously we got kind of assumed that with the best of it, A&E going at each other at the World Finals and biggest prize pool there as well. But even at our grand finals, we went the full distance there. That was really cool to see when we were back in Poland because I think we actually did play out the repeated series as well because that ended up happening where the team that came from the lower bracket upset it in the first best of 3 series, and I think they ended up losing the second series if I recall correctly. But it still made for like a really epic final that we had back in Poland a few months ago.
And well, speaking of finals and speaking of other matches, we did have Eclipse take a victory over Omegatours. I'm gonna cave and say that unfortunately. I mean, the Omegators was better in my opinion. 11.5 did pick up a victory against Metamercs, 28-8. So that was a very one-sided match. So Eclipse versus 11.5 in the upper bracket grand final, the upper bracket final, and then the lower bracket. If I can click that button. We don't have any other results, but what I can tell you is the winner of this will go on to play against Metamercs, and then the other lower bracket game. I mean, 3 men and a guy, God, and NE plus. We'll go up against Omegatours. So
we need to get an interview with him and figure out who the guy is on their team now.
What separates a man from a guy?
Yeah, why is he a guy and not a man?
You know what? I'll tell you right now.
This is very important.
Difference between man and guy.
0 results.
There's no difference.
Yeah.
A man and a guy both refer to an adult human males. The difference lies in their attitude and the way they treat life. Wow, this is... Hold on.
Wait a second. Hold on.
The way they treat life. The difference between a man and a guy is also a difference of opinion in the eyes of the person who has a specific perception about men.
That's very, like, high level.
So apparently the guy's cool. I imagine the guy on the team plays with like sunglasses on as well, because he's cooler.
Over the VR goggles or under them?
No, under. You can't use them when they're over them, obviously.
I mean, I had a VR rig that had googly eyes on it the other day.
Really?
I thought that was hilarious.
That'd be hilarious to get in the mind of your opponent, except they can't see you because they have their headset on as well.
It'd still be great if everyone that was set up had googly eyes in their Oculus. So
yeah, no, it would honestly. But speaking of that in a kind of a different term, sometimes I've casted before with someone over like Skype or whatever, and I had a seat next to me in the studio, so I actually printed off a picture of their face and taped it to the chair. And when I did that, actually, I think the publisher told me, "Yeah, don't do that again." The publisher of the game's like, "Yeah, we don't like that." But everyone in chat loved it. Everyone in chat thought it was hilarious. Actually, the third round has started up here between Titan and Z Rox Titan. Oh, that name's so confusing. Teku with Boostjunkies. And the winner of this one will go through. That's what it's going to come down to.
So let's see, of course, as we have gone 1-1 on the rounds previously. Winner of this one will push forward. Loser, sadly, we'll have to say goodbye to them for today, but hopefully we will get to see them in some future cups. Whoa, somebody lost tracking on their arms there as Rock's Titan ends up going full Stretch Johnson there for a second. Titan, though, we are going to see them try to sink into their goal here, and it's going to work out. Same strategy again, just trying to confuse the Boostjunkies going with constant passing. Normally, you have to get a bruiser in there to knock out what would have been in that case their Teku, but they haven't even really had to knock out the goalie most of the time. They've usually just been able to sink it right in.
Sorry, I was just watching Teku there in his hands, and he just this is what okay. Look at me. You can't see the home. Luckily, he was just like.
Flailing them around, though.
Just wacky inflatable
arm flailing tube man.
Yeah, there you go. Good old Family Guy. The 2-0 for Boostjunkies. Teku's going to be the one to be the quarterback for the team here. And again, I'm imagining Pizza's going to rush him down every single time. I almost feel like if a Teku could just get like a boost in a different direction, then Pizza's kind of just like permanently behind them because they haven't been able to make these like two-on-two plays happen. Every time it's a Teku, he gets the disc, he throws off to the side, and the guy gets locked up there. And that's a shot from downtown. That's not good.
So now we're running into problems where Boostjunkies aren't even like in proper formation to do slingshots and get back to their goal in time. So this is just more simple mistakes they're running into. They really have to take a moment here in between the round and really get themselves recentered because they're like slowly making more and more crucial mistakes as this game goes on, sadly.
And the thing is, like, even if you win this match, it's not like you're done. Like, you have to play another match right away. So you have to kind of, look past the mistakes, look past what went wrong, look at what went right, and hopefully only make the right things happen in your next matches.
So launch is going to go out, and once again, it's the usual sort of fork split that we'll see from the Boostjunkies here. They do have to kind of panic clear it, though, as the guys on Titan managed to get across the arena very quickly. They're able to challenge Uteka before he can properly line up a pass to one of his teammates. Now that sends possession over to Titan. They'll go for a clear. Attempt at a mail slot shot is not going to work out too well. Possession, though, looks like it is staying back in the hands of Boostjunkies for now as they get another quick clear themselves. He's just going to slap it downfield and puts it right inside of the three-point line.
Sorry, just slap it downfield. That's such a good word to use, slap it. And this should be an open goal. You should not miss in the second game. There we go. So finally, Boostjunkies able to get on the board here in our third round. But still, it didn't look clean. It didn't look near as clean as the way Titan has been playing it.
They do manage to at least get themselves on the board early this time once again, so they're keeping it competitive. One more three-pointer. They do have things tied up, but they, as you were mentioning there, do still have to kind of tighten up their basics in this matchup. Things like the slingshots back to goal when they have to go on defensive.
What you did there. Tighten up
the
basics.
Yeah.
Come on, you know that was intentional. I know you're jet lagged, but I'm gonna let you claim that one as being intentional.
It's all just coming together, man. It's just working out that way.
All right, so now Pizza able to be the quarterback for the team. Guess he's gonna throw off over towards Game, but Game quickly throws it back to Pizza, who's actually being pressured by Teku, but he does create some distance again, bouncing off those islands to keep himself away, to keep himself clear. But look how just not rushed they're being. They look so much calmer than Boostjunkies do when they have the disc.
Well, here's the thing. Now that they have a lead, and I think, oh, what a juke right there from Duel. Gets himself directly around, I think it was Rock's Titan from Boostjunkies, and gets himself a nice, easy goal. So once again, that's a little bit of a mistake being made by the Boostjunkies goalie there. Rock's Titan setting himself out a little bit too early on, and sadly just leaves him at the opportunity. One chance to block it, and sadly his opponent juked him really nicely, which left it open goal for him to score once again.
Boostjunkies, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're aware of their shortcomings in this match. They have had some moments of glory, but as we've been seeing now, it just seems to be going down the drain for them. Only 2 points on the board. Nothing again, that's more than they've had in some of the matches that we've seen. But again, like, look how just hectic it gets. This is not the first time they've been unable to get that disc across that half-point line.
Oh, and they did it again. Titan now just getting themselves practicing their diamond shots as well. As this time we see another goal sunk from long range.
Imagine every time one of the players shoots from like downtown like that, shoots from the three-point half-sphere line. I'm still using that term, I'm telling you. Do you think they always say Kobe every time? I would.
I don't know. The problem is as well is it's almost like it almost feels like it would be like pool rules at that point, or like billiard rules, or like if you call the shot and miss it, there's be like a penalty.
Right, yeah.
So it's almost like you don't want to call the shot for that reason.
To be fair, I would just do it every time, even if I'm throwing from like my own goal, Kobe, and then I'd probably end up scoring on myself somehow.
Yeah. Throw it too hard, it banks back.
Just to keep going back to it, Boostjunkies, whenever they have possession of the disc on the attacking side, when they do get the restart, they just look so hectic. It doesn't look calm at all. They freak out. They throw the disc constantly as far down the field as they can. They're not looking nearly as composed as Titan. I don't know if that's just a sense of their gameplay or a sense of the urgency and what's going through their minds at the moment, but it just doesn't look clean.
They could be winded a little bit here too, as that is a factor that often comes into play in these VR games, is that sometimes players use too much energy in the first map or two, and then they just like don't have enough energy to play out on the third map. So that could be going on here too, where Boostjunkies just like aren't physically capable of setting themselves up that well, because it drains you mentally as well, right? Like obviously if you're kind of exhausted physically, you're not gonna be able to think as clearly.
Ooh.
Oh, and another nice one coming out from Titan there. A quick clear for them to get over to their side, and Boostjunkies aren't even able to react to that. It goes in so quick.
That punch launch out of Duel was fantastic to get that shot in. Gets the punch off, grabs the disc, gets the throw, or gets the boost off him, then the throw. Really well done by Titan, and they're starting to, I think, really show their caliber. And just to quickly go back, the amount of times I've been playing and had to like pause and like take a second to, you know, unfog up my Oculus because it's so I get so sweaty and just my face drips, and even like the padding around the actual Oculus that goes on your face has just been drenched in sweat. It's too many times.
You gotta get yourself one of the leather covers. Those are nice.
Well, I think, yeah, or air conditioning. You know, one of the two.
You know,
leather cover might be cheaper.
Back in NA. Or Italy, apparently. Italy had good AC when I was there a couple weeks ago.
And great coffee. Ooh.
Yeah. Almost another nice attempt coming out from Boostjunkies here. Would have been one of their first more long-range goals we've seen in this game, and only their second for the overall map here.
See, why are they all clumped?
They were trying to set up a pass, but it didn't end up working out. So Titan managed to get the intercept. I guess they just didn't see that player coming to try and knock them out. They got possession back again. Now they're going to juke the goalie. Nice from Rox, though. It's an extended arm swing to the right side. Swoops it around their goalie, and finally gets another goal on the board here for the Boostjunkies.
The thing is, like, when they had the disc clumped up, there was 3 players of Boostjunkies against the one of Titan. Like Z, for instance, like he could have just moved away, get a different angle on the goal. He just kind of stayed near it, like waiting for the disc, maybe to help out. And maybe that's just like a trust thing, or maybe that's just kind of in the moment thing. But either way, yes, Boostjunkies are able to score again, but they're still down by 9 points. They only have 1:38 minutes remaining, and this is basically do or die time. If you lose this round, you're out of the entire tournament.
We'll have to see you again in a few weeks once we get back to the next stage finals here. For Titan, though, winning this one will move them on. Once again, they'll be facing on the Metamercs in the next matchup. Almost another long-range one coming out from Titan there. Rox, a little boost up front, will clear him away from his opponent. Z as well getting the knockout, but they're only taking it. Whoa, double knockout coming in there from Duel. That's some great handwork from him. He is going to get intercepted by Oteku, but even with that happening, Z got punched out again by Pizza this time around. Nice little swoop up coming back in as he's able to control the disc once again, down to his teammate, and an attempt to send it back up. They're not able to get away from that goalie just yet, so he doesn't feel secure in going for the goal. And however, because they've been passing it around so much, it ends up going over to the orange team once again. Boostjunkies will be picking it up, and they're going to try to clear it, but Titan are so quick with their retrievals and their slingshots, and as well with these knockouts that we're just constantly seeing. They're going to be able to maintain possession once again, and it's once more over towards Pizza. He's going to try to get it back inside and clear it. Oh, try to score a goal here, but a bit of a miss that time, but a quick bank shot off the back diamonds will secure it as Titan get up to 15 now with 35 seconds left.
I honestly thought Titan were playing monkey in the middle at some point. Like they were just throwing around for almost no reason and just kind of dragging out the time. And now with 37 seconds left, you can almost say that it's almost completely over. Unless you see Boostjunkies get a 3-point on this possession, I don't think they have a chance to really come back. But Titan doing some serious work there again. Just the mastery of knowing where your teammates are and hitting those passes, even if they're across the entire arena, to really open up these plays has been phenomenal out of Titan.
There goes the launch as we see them sending their players across the arena. Once again, Pizza getting himself to the other side so quickly. Their slingshot on the opener is so good here. So constantly, as you were talking about before, Boostjunkies always look like they're panicking on their opening play when they're given possession. That's mainly because Pizza just gets to the other side so quickly. So whoever's the QB has to basically panic pass it.
There you go.
But Titan, playing a little bit too aggressive this time, does leave the opportunity open for Boostjunkies to finally score another goal for themselves. They still have a long way to go, however, and there's like 20 seconds remaining, so it's still going to be incredibly tough to get back into this, and I doubt Titan is too worried about that lost goal.
It's a 3-score difference between the two. Boostjunkies have to hit 3 3-pointers in a row to take the lead. And with 19 seconds left, with them not even having possession of the disc anymore, I think it's impossible. As long as Titan just drag it out, they have to pretty much daisy chain across the entire arena and somehow get an intercept off and then a score to have a chance.
You could almost argue that letting this goal go in could have been intentional just to give Titan back easy control, so now they can kind of mess around for these last few seconds. But no, Titan are actually going to go for it, so that probably wasn't the case. That would have been an amazing bank shot there, but it's way off its mark, and it goes into the hands of Z because of that. There's another panic clear again, just because of how quickly these guys can get each other across the arena on the side of Titan. And with time running low, Titan do have it secure, ladies and gentlemen. 15-7, our final round goes to them, and they'll secure the series at 2-1, moving them forward to face off against the Metamercs, and sadly, eliminating the Boostjunkies from this final.
Yeah, we did see some good things out of them, but I think if they watch these games back, they'll see some clear things that they have to work on for the next time. It's not over just yet. Yes, they're out of this tournament, but there's still the stage 3 finals coming up. I believe next month. I do not know the dates for it. I believe it's next month. They still have a chance, and then even if they don't qualify there, there's a last chance qualifier to get into the world qualifiers. So still some time to go for them. Still some time to really, tighten up their game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the last season, it was a little bit of a closed circuit in regards to getting yourself over to the grand final, because you only had those 1 or 2 chances to be able to make it in. A lot of weekly cups and whatnot, but it was basically dependent on your overall ranking on the leaderboard. This time, there's so many more opportunities for you guys to be able to qualify for the land stages of the VR League. So be sure to jump in and find out all the information you need about how to sign up for those events as well, if you're a newer team or a player looking to jump onto a team as well.
And let's actually take a look at some of the highlights we had from the last series, because we can always talk those through and really kind of break down a little bit of what went right and what went wrong. And as we saw, there were so many points scored in the second match that it was really confusing, considering we've had a lot of low-scoring games before. We've had both these teams struggle with just scoring in general. But I think for the most part, what we take from this, Titan looked a lot better on offense than their opponents did.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was mainly due to just how good of a control that they had over things like the slingshots and like their constant setups to try and score goals, especially in the first and second maps. We were constantly seeing them being able to outwit the goalie that was coming in for the Boostjunkies, and being able to not even usually have to go in and try to punch out the goalie, but most of the time, like we see right here, that didn't even have to happen, because the orange team's goalie was out of position, or he just wasn't aware of where the shot was going to come from.
Yeah, and I mean, we can always break this down, but it's still just great to see that the way Titan were able to dismantle the defense time and time again, just the way they're able to be on point with their passing. I don't know, it seems like something so simple, oh, of course, throw into another person's so easy, but to be able to throw as quickly as they are and as accurately as they are is no easy feat at all.
Absolutely, and it's not only, it's just the communication factor that, in my opinion, that mainly contributes to why we see such good passing work coming off. Because you constantly, it's very, very hard, because you have a very narrow window pane when you're actually inside of the game. So you're gonna have to constantly communicate with your teammates about your current position and how exactly they're gonna be able to pass it to you. Not only that, but calling out as well as oh wait, don't pass me yet, there's someone in between me. You have to constantly being able to relay that and process that information properly, given the fact as well that if a teammate's farther away, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to hear them, because it is proximity chat.
Right, and the thing is, you're used to playing, 2D games where you can say, I'm on your left, I'm on your right, I'm straight ahead of you, I'm behind you, but now you're communicating a Z-axis into this. I'm to your left and below, I'm to your left and above, and to be able to, say that clearly and concisely and as quickly as you need to sometimes can be difficult for some of these teams and for some of these players. But that's the name of the game. If you want to be the best, you have to put out the best performance and be able to do everything to the highest kind of level. That's, I think, why we're seeing Eclipse do so much work in that first match we did see.
Yeah, absolutely. So congratulations to Eclipse for moving on, as we saw before. They've already managed to make their way already to the grand finals. And in this matchup, big congratulations to Titan to being able to push their way through, as we said before. And we can take a look at the brackets. Now we'll probably get to the lower brackets in a moment here. Titan are going to be moving on to play against the Metamercs. Meanwhile, as we talked about before, from the upper brackets, Eclipse going all the way through to the upper bracket grand final against 11.5, who just knocked out the Metamercs, taking us down to our lower bracket. We still have a couple matches to go before we have a winner out of that one. Metamercs will be taking on Titan, and the Omegators will be going up against NE plus Ultra.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. Thank you for backing me up. I believe the match we'll be going to next will be Eclipse versus 11.5. I'm not 100% sure on it, but I would assume, since they've actually been in the upper final for a decent amount of time now, never mind. No, we're not going to get that match just yet. I'm actually being told we're going to Omegators versus NE plus Ultra as our next match. But unfortunately, before we do get there, Blue, we do have to take a break. But when we come back, it's going to be another match. So, guys, don't miss it. So I guess we're doing lower